Oh, pardon me?
Where are we going?
Oh, I was going to take you up to the statue of Charles Sumner.
Charles Sumner.
Yeah, he's up there. He's facing south, looking at the out-of-town news agency. Right in the island between where Mass Ave splits in two directions.
Okay. Oh, you're still here.
I am. So anyway.
Okay, here we go. So let's walk towards it. Where are you taking us?
Oh, okay. This is the statue of Charles Sumner. Now, Charles Sumner was a graduate of Harvard College. He was a senator from Massachusetts, and he was an abolitionist, and, by the way, a very good friend of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow's. What's interesting about this statue, this beautiful piece, was sculpted by a person named A. Whitney. Now, A. Whitney won a commission to sculpt this statue in 1885 until it was discovered that A stood for Anne. Oh my God, she's a woman. Now, how could a woman possibly sculpt a man's body? Because in those days, we all know that women were never supposed to see men naked. So she lost the commission, but she finished this statue years later in 1902 at her own expense. The interesting thing about Anne Whitney is that she had what was called a Boston marriage, which was described as a romantic friendship, long-term relationship between two women. And her partner was Abby Manning, also a very well-known artist in Boston. I want to show you this tomb. It's called the Vassal Tomb. It looks very, very different from the other tombs here in the graveyard. And the reason is because the Vassals were an extremely wealthy family. They worshipped in that church over there. And I think there's maybe 25 people buried in this tomb underneath of this thing here. One of the people in the tomb is the lovely Mrs. Vassal. Now, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote his poems in, of course, the Longfellow house, and over his desk there was a portrait of the lovely Mrs. Vassal, the first Mrs. Vassal, and she would look down on him from the frame. And he wrote a poem called In the Churchyard at Cambridge. It goes like this. In the churchyard she lies, dust is in her beautiful eyes. No more she sees, nor feels, nor breathes. At her feet and at her head lies a slave to attend the dead, and their dust is white as hers. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.